These are the plaintiffs, Donald Hoffman and his daughter Donna Lynn. Donald says he and Donna Lynn bought 2 cars from the flim-flam car-dealing defendant, and they're junk. The defendant unloaded them, and they want their money back. They hope the long arm of the law is on their side, and the judge agrees to get them their $1,600 returned. This is the defendant, Mario Avilar. He says he never made a deal with the father. His deal was made with the daughter, Donna Lynn. In fact, he never even spoke with the father until he called demanding his money be returned. Bottom line, he has a car still registered and insured in his name, and he thinks the judge will side with him in this case because this was an as-is sale. He's accused of unloading a couple of hoopties.
Okay, Donald Hoffman and Donna Lynn Hoffman?
Yes.
Okay. You're suing Mario Avilar for $1,600 that you want returned to you, the money that you've put into a car that you say is a lemon. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
I had the opportunity through my daughter to purchase 2 vehicles from the defendant, one being a Volvo, the other one being a Nissan.
What year Volvo?
The Volvo is a 98.
98?
Yes. And the Nissan is an 87.
87. Okay.
Yes.
And what did the cars cost?
The Nissan cost $1,000 and the Volvo cost $1,000.
Why would the 98 cost the same as the 87?
Well, the problem was the gentleman was selling 2 cars, and he had offered one price for them, and my daughter negotiated with him.
Who does the negotiations, the daughter or you?
My daughter.
Come on up. Okay, how do you 2 know each other?
We work. He works at my store at Verizon Wireless
Okay.
in Union.
What do you do and what does he do?
I'm a sales manager, and he works for the Files department.
Okay, does he work for you or no?
He does not.
Okay.
So go ahead, what happened?
We didn't discuss the second car at first. We just discussed the first.
How much
which
was he selling the Volvo for?
$1,500.
$1,500.
Yes.
Okay, so go on.
And I said, well, I'm going to need both the cars. What's the best deal that you can do for me? He said, you can have both cars for $2,000. I said, $1,000 for the Volvo, $1,000 for the Nissan. He said, yes.
Okay, now you were buying which one?
The Volvo was for me.
Okay, so you were going to pay only $1,000 for a car he was asking $1,500 on, but that was how much was he asking for the Nissan alone?
$1,000. It was always $1,000.
Always
for the
$1,000?
Nissan.
Now
Yes.
you have a different story about that, right, sir?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
Nissan, according to you, you tell her that you're selling the Volvo for how much?
I was asking $1,500 for the Volvo,
Okay.
and at the end I said, and I know she needed another extra car, and she said to me, let me see the other and take the look at the other, and let's make a deal for $2,000, and I agreed with that.
Did you ever tell her a price on the 87 one alone?
No, there were 2 cars involved, as you know.
I understand in the end there were 2 cars involved. Did you ever give her, am I just wrong? Because here's what you say in the answer to the complaint, and that's what I'm trying to get at that I'm not understanding. Okay? I said if you want something cheaper, then I have an 87 Nissan for sale at my house for $500. Is that what you said or isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So when you're negotiating, you guys end up wrapping it all up in one and saying $2,000 for both cars. All right, now, just out of curiosity, like, didn't you say, wait a minute, we both pay the same thing? You got a nice 98 Volvo and I got some 87 Nissan? Or
Well,
no, that's your daughter, you don't care?
Well, I needed the 2 cars. The car was in good shape.
By the way, how do you know the car's in good shape? Did you test drive it?
I did not get a chance to test drive it.
You didn't even, so I guess I shouldn't ask the question I always ask, which is, did you take it to a mechanic? You didn't even test drive it?
I didn't test drive it. I took it
Did
to a
you
mechanic
test
when I
drive it?
picked it up.
We did not test drive the car.
Nobody test drove a car they bought?
I got the Volvo
I mean, not
first.
even taking, I never mind taking it to a mechanic. A test drive? You didn't kick a tire?
We took the Volvo first, and I did drive the Volvo with Mario. I drove back and forth with him. I drove to his home. He was driving the Nissan back and forth. His story that he said to me was, it was a little old lady that was driving a car. It only had maybe $70,000 worth of mileage
for not
on it.
test driving a car you're going to buy? Do you understand how that sounds?
Absolutely, and it will never
Okay.
be a repeat performance.
Well, I should hope not. All right. So now here we are. What's the problem that you have with the 87? By the way, the Volvo's fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's the problem that you have with the 87 Nissan?
The 87 Nissan is there's an extensive leak underneath the car.
How'd you find that out?
I took it to a mechanic because when we went to his house to pick the car up. I took my wife, she's driving the car back, and on the way back, the car's starting to overheat, and she's smelling all kind of fumes in the car. We get to my house, we park the car, and this brown liquid starts running out of the bottom of the car.
So you had driven it for how long?
15
15
minutes.
Oh, just about test drive length.
That's it.
Yeah, but the
15
time a test drive would take. Okay, go on.
I understand. I do understand, trust me. So now we got the house. I take it to the mechanic. The mechanic puts it up on the lift, and he tells me, he says, you're going to have this thing all steam cleaned and everything else before I can begin to find where the leak is. He said, but in the meantime, the radiator is shot, and there's a lot of problems with this. He says, I would give it back.
How long had you had that car?
Me, a few days too, Your Honor. And I also
When you drove it, was there a problem?
I never drove it, you know. Let me.
She says you drove the Nissan
No,
to work.
she's wrong. Let me tell you how can I drive a car. Never registering my name, never had plates, and never insurance. And I know the law about insurance.
You bought this car from somebody else
Yes.
a couple days earlier.
Yes.
And was that somebody you knew or no?
Yeah, I knew, but I never make a deal with him. And
So what is it you're doing to make a little bit of extra bucks? You'll have a car here, you sell it. What's going on?
The thing is, I could sell the car if they wouldn't condition about $700 and make $200 profit.
Okay, so yes, so it's for profit. Okay.
Yeah, to make a profit.
All right, so
that's true.
So you bought this car, you sold it to them, and when do you first get wind that there's a problem from you get wind from Dad, right? Dad's the one who calls.
Dad told me.
Now, had you met Dad before that?
No.
Okay, and so you call and you say to him what?
I tell him that the antifreeze is running out of bottom, there's an excessive oil leak, and that I want a refund. He tells me, well, what if I can get the problem fixed? We take it to his mechanic. When I get it there, his mechanic sees everything running out of the bottom, says, that's definitely a problem. That should have been fixed before it was sold. I tell him, look, here's the car. Mario's supposed to get in touch with you. I'll talk to Mario. I call Mario, let him know. Mario decided that he would give me my money back, but he was only going to give me $800.
Why is that so unreasonable when obviously a 98 Volvo does not cost the exact same price as an 87 Nissan?
Well, because when he sold me the car, he said there was no problems wrong with the car. He says the car was laid up, and he didn't say he just picked the car up, that he just got it. He had been taking it back and forth to work. He was using a dealer's plate on the car. He also
what dealer's plate? Wait, what dealer's plate?
I'm not a dealer.
Wait, what dealer's plate did you see on the car?
There was a dealer plate on the car because he had it.
You don't know this? No. Where are you getting this from?
I don't know what plate was on the car, but what I do know is the car was parked.
Then don't say it when you're under oath talking to me like it's fact.
Plaintiff dead in the water.
Yes.
Why?
Because she should have test driven the cars, and how do you expect to buy cars that are so old?
Even if it's test driven, is she just dead in the water here?
She should have had it examined by a mechanic before she bought it.
That's what I'm thinking. Going inside the courtroom.
I know that the car was parked in the front
and
of
you're
the
saying
store.
the car she saw was not the 87 Nissan. Did you ever park an 87 Nissan in front of where you work?
No.
I looked at it right there on Route 22.
It
was right there in the parking lot.
And so you offered him another car?
Yes, I made the different options to solve the problem.
Well, you got a lot of cars going on there.
No, a friend of mine, neighbor, is selling me another car better than the one I gave them for the same amount of price. And so, okay, let me buy the car from them.
Out of curiosity, was that an option you considered, or?
At this point, I had felt that
he didn't want to have it.
I didn't want the car.
Right.
I had already had a problem.
Well, that and your wife said if you buy another car from him, what?
You sleep in it.
Right. You buy another car from Mario, you sleep in it. Okay.
But now there was a trust break.
But anyway, look, let me explain to you how this works. Whenever you buy a used car, all right, it is an as-is sale. It's a used car, which is as is, with no warranty, that you didn't test drive, didn't take to a mechanic, so who bears the risk according to the law? You guys do. So when the guy turns around and offers you a completely reasonable offer, which is, how about if I give you $800, and you turn around and say, absolutely not, I demand $1,000. Now, are you Seinfeld fans? Now you have no soup, okay? Do you remember that episode? You know, that was a perfectly reasonable offer that you didn't end up taking, and now you force me. I feel bad for you. He feels bad for you. I feel bad for you too. But now you force me into the position of applying the law as the law is, and what the law says is that you get nothing. My verdict in this case is for the defendants.
Well, as we've learned many times here on the People's Court, as is means as is in almost every case. What's your reaction to the outcome here?
Well, I'm a little disappointed on the judge's decision, but you know, that's the law, and I should have test drive the car before I took it.
You should have test drove it, and you should have taken it to a mechanic. Those are the two things you do. Do you think he really tried to? You should have taken the offer he gave you. He made you a good offer.
If we would have known the law, but if he feels so bad, then he still can't return the money because he got that $1,000 and
think he might do that?
Check. He says he feels bad, so let's see how bad he really feels.
And where's he sleeping tonight?
Well, with me, but I won't let him spend the money anymore.
Okay. All right, right down there, okay? All right, so come on in here. You win this case. How do you feel about the outcome? You got some very unhappy customers right over there.
Yeah, but you mean customer? I'm not a dealer. I'm a person to person that I sold a car, and I understand they were right in a way too, because the car I bought was not really that good for them, and I understand. That's why I offer them different ways to go.
You still have to work with that person on the job at the company.
But I'm glad she's not my manager, and in different department. We only see each other once in a while. That's all. But she's not. I'm working in a different department that she has not.
Are you going to try to avoid it? You're going to avoid it?
No. I will say hello. I still like her. She's a nice lady. The father is too. So every time I see her, I will say good morning with a big smile. Hello. So I don't have to hide anything, and I'll be more happy now than I will see him now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, it doesn't matter what kind of a sale it is, even a private sale where normally it's as is. You can still demand a warranty when you buy a car from the person. If you don't demand a warranty, you really do take your chances.